3, 2, 1. Well, hello and greetings once again from the west side of Columbus, Ohio. My name is Pastor James M. Lawson. And how are you wonderful folks doing today? Anyway, let's get right on into the meat of this video. This video is going to be Christian metal music number 3. That's Christian metal music number 3 in the series of these videos that I am making. And the bulk or the main focus for this video is I want to share just a small portion of my vision that I have for Rock Force Church International as a ministry, okay? And I have talked about this on some of my other videos pertaining to the church, so I don't want to be repeating myself, but at the same time I want to just specifically focus on the entertainment aspect of the small part of the vision. Okay, very first thing I want to do is read a passage of scripture out of the Bible. It's the King James Bible, and the passage of scripture that I want to read is the beginning of Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 18. Again, that is Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Now, there's more to the verse than just that, but that's where I wanted to specifically focus on today for this video. So, the purpose of this video is to share just one small portion of my vision, because without vision, the people perish. So I want to share a small portion of the vision and hope that people will grab a hold of that and run with that. You know, hopefully the people will grab a hold of the vision, they'll see it, they'll grasp it, they'll put themselves in it and apply themselves with me to join me and to help me to see this vision through. Okay, so I've already explained a little bit that I'm, mostly a Christian metalhead, listen to mostly Christian metal, but also listen to some goth. There's also more goth elements to me than just music. I like a lot of different goth-like things. I like a lot of different movies, the entertainment, the art about the whole goth scene. So, real quick, I want to just share this real quick, because some of you may not have seen some of my other videos. There is nothing wrong with being a Christian goth, okay? I'm involved in a lot of Christian goth groups on Facebook. My church group that I got on Facebook, Rock Force Church International, is set up for not just Christian metalheads, people that listen to heavy metal music, but is also set up and geared for Christian goths. So just wanted to throw that out there real quick. I'm not here to focus on that for this video or to create any debate with that idea with this video. My purpose of this video is to share the vision. So here's the vision I have, or a portion of the vision I have. Music and entertainment kind of go hand in hand. Alright? I've been involved in the Christian heavy metal music scene for over 25 years. I do not have any personal involvement in any entertainment industry or entertainment scene, although I would love to. I think that with a twofold approach, not just music, but music and entertainment can be a wide range. It could be art, movies, and anything that involves entertainment-based, ideas. The reason behind that, let me explain this real quick. The reason behind that is this: for a non-believer, to reach the lost people, the non-believers, to get them to get them started down the road to maybe accepting Christ into their heart, we have to reach them through the five senses. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with that or not, because they're not a spiritual being. Their spiritual man is dead. If they're a non-believer, their spirit man is dead. They're walking around in the flesh. So the only way to attract a non-believer, to get them to understand and look at what Christ has to offer, is to reach them through one of the five senses. You know, sight, smell, taste, feel, and hearing. So if we can reach those five senses, something that they see, something that they hear, even something that they smell, you know, something that they can look at and their senses, or that just grabs their attention. Then if we grab their attention, they might want to look further at, okay, what is this all about? Once we've grabbed their attention, once we've got that far, and then they start trying to figure out what it's all about, they're going to say, well, I either like it or I don't like it. You know, it's for them or it's not for them, whatever. But at least we have tried to get the number one thing was to get their attention. Now for those who like it, for those who say, hey, I like either this music, or hey, I like this movie, or hey, I like this art. This has got my attention, I like it. Then they're going to actually want to go one step further and actually try to figure it out. And then if they go that far, then we can reach them on a spiritual level and actually share Christ with them. But if we haven't even so much as got their attention by one of the five senses, if what we have to offer has absolutely no way of getting their attention, they're just going to dismiss it back. Well, that's just Christians doing whatever there is they're doing. They will have no interest at all. So to gain their interest, either with music or the entertainment industry, first we got to get their attention by one of the five senses. Then hopefully we can reach the lost world. Okay, so music is a big thing for me. I've talked a lot about that in many of my other videos. I'm not going to focus so much on music with this video. Let's focus on the entertainment aspect of it. There is a lot of different movies that I like. Some are secular. I like unlike music. Now, I don't listen to Christian music. Haven't done that for about 25 years now. And by the way, this is the month of October 2013, so this is my 25-year anniversary of only listening to Christian heavy metal music. So unlike music, I still watch a lot of secular movie, a lot of secular TV, just a lot of different things in the entertainment industry, mostly movies and, you know, TV and stuff like that the entertainment industry has to offer. I like a lot of that. Okay? It grabs my attention. It gets me involved, and music and movies kind of go hand in hand. They can make you happy. They can make you sad. They can make you cry. They can make you laugh. But if they're not getting your attention, then you're not doing nothing. Okay? So let's focus on this is a twofold focus, music and movies or entertainment. Let's focus on the entertainment. I'm going to represent some movies that I have bought on DVD that I like. And I think that the approach that we need to try to take, instead of where a lot of pastors and ministries and even just different people who have spoke up within the church that aren't particularly a pastor or a minister or whatever, they want to sit there and they want to ridicule Hollywood. Oh, they're making another vampire movie. Oh, how evil is that? Oh, they're making another zombie movie. Oh, how evil is that? Instead of the church sitting there and pointing the finger and trying to say how bad Hollywood is, how evil Hollywood is, you know what? Let's take a stand. Why don't we take Hollywood and the entertainment industry and the music industry by force? The Bible says that the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. Why don't we take by force the entertainment industry and the music industry? And we can't do that by sitting there and saying, how bad Hollywood is. All right? That's not going to get the world's attention. The people that aren't Christians, that is not going to get their attention. That's just going to push them even further away. So instead of pushing the sinners or the non-believers even further away by our attitudes and calling everything evil and bad, why don't we try to do something to be more entertaining to them, make more movies and more music that has a Christian worldview that will actually entertain them, grab their five senses. It'll make them laugh, it'll make them cry, it'll make them, they'll walk out of the movie and go, wow, that was wonderful. I'm so impacted by that movie and I want to learn more about Christ now. Why don't we do that instead? Instead of sitting there telling Hollywood how bad they are, why don't we take Hollywood by force? Okay? Here's a few movies that I have, for example. This first one here, and I don't remember who wrote it. This one's called The Familiar. And the reason why I wanted to focus with this movie called The Familiar is because of this. I'm not sure who did this one just offhand, and I can't read it very well right now. But it's a good movie. The storyline behind the movie was good. For the most part, it was entertaining, and I definitely liked the storyline. What I did not like about that movie is they still kind of put God in a box. They still tried to be way too Christian to the point to where it was like really B-rated type movie. You know, I mean, if a person is into B-rated movies, you understand. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you don't watch them, obviously. Then that movie was good, but it was so just not up to par with what Hollywood has done as far as being an awesome movie, reaching out, and just being something that is wonderfully entertaining. Okay, that's all I got to say about that movie. Next person that I want to talk about, the next movie I want to highlight was this one right here, 3. This one I do believe was either a Ted Dekker or a Frank Peretti movie. I'm not 100% sure. Ted Dekker, yes. Ted Dekker did this movie called 3. Now this movie right here was a very suspenseful movie. I mean, the first time you sit down and watch it, and I've watched it more than once, the suspense factor in it is just awesome. It was a lot better done than The Familiar. It was just a very good, movie. It still wasn't top of the line. It was still, maybe B+ rated, whatever. It still wasn't top of the line, but it was a very good movie, very suspenseful, awesome movie, and it had a Christian worldview. That was great. The other movie I wanted to talk about is this one right here. This one's called House. Now this was actually done by Ted Dekker and Frank Peretti together. They worked together to write the book and create the movie called House. And this one, I'm telling you, this is more of a horror-based movie, so if you're not really into horror-based movies, I wouldn't suggest watching it. But for those of you that just love horror movies, this is an awesome movie. It's a horror-based movie, however, it's not like gory. You don't see lots of blood. I mean, there wasn't no gore to it. It was very suspenseful, very, but yet it still had a very good Christian world view. So it was a very entertaining movie. Very entertaining movie. Some other movies that I do not have that I wanted to bring up, and I got them wrote down on this little piece of paper because I don't own the movies yet. There's one called The Hangman's Curse. That movie was done by Frank Peretti, and it's called The Hangman's Curse. Now that movie was relatively good. It's, more high school based, teenager, young adult based, but still very entertaining. The only thing that I really disagree with in the entire movie was the fact that the two goth kids that were part of the main characters that were teenagers in high school, it made the movie kind of put God in a box because it made the whole goth scene look evil. The movie portrayed those two goth kids as, hey, this was a bad thing to be. You don't want to be goth. And at the end of the movie, when the two goth kids finally do, accept Christ into their heart, all of a sudden at the end of the movie, that shows them no longer goth. It's like they're dressing like normal, regular people. Almost, there again, almost, that's putting God in a box, saying, what I saw out of that, or what I get out of that was, hey, goth was evil, goth was bad. Now that you're saved, don't be goth no more. I don't like that. That's my perception, my viewpoint. Everybody might not see it that way, but that's my viewpoint. Goth is not evil, and it's not bad. There's a lot of Christian goths out there. There's a lot of Christian ministries rising up all over the world, not just here in the United States, but all over the world. I'm involved with a lot of different Christian goth groups on Facebook and a lot of Christian goth ministries that I talk to and somewhat work with and promote and everything. So the idea about whole goth is evil, we shouldn't do that, and then them kids getting saved at the end of that movie and then becoming non-goth, I didn't like that. Other than that, that movie was very good, very entertaining. Frank Peretti did that movie. He also did another movie called The Visitation. Another Frank Peretti movie. It was called The Visitation. So what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is this. There are starting to come out with Frank Peretti and Ted Dekker and maybe a few other movie makers that are infiltrating Hollywood that are actually making entertaining movies that are trying to reach more lost people by being entertaining, but sometimes they're still keeping God in that box by calling things evil that are not really evil. And but I gotta give them kudos because they're at least doing it. They're at least trying. They're at least making movies, and they are trying to reach lost people. So I gotta give them kudos for that. Now, one more movie I wanted to talk about is this one right here, Legion of the Liar. Now, this one is it's a movie that is based on a demonized person and basically that demon possessed person, and they eventually get released or whatever. They get released to the demon at the end of the movie. Anyway, the name of the person who did this movie is Daniel McLemore Stanton. Daniel McLemore Stanton. And the movie is called Legion of the Liar. Now, it's very dark. It's only an hour long. It's kind of creepy. If you're not into that kind of movies, I don't really suggest watching it. You really have to be. It's because it's dealing with demon possession, and then eventually the person gets released from that demon. But it's very dark. It's very creepy. So if you're just not that type of a person, that may not be the movie for you. But the idea is this. What Daniel Stanton has tried to do, and unfortunately I don't think Daniel Stanton's even making movies anymore, because he came out with that one, and he came out with another 15-minute short movie, which I used to have but no longer have. I think somehow or other he must have got, this is just my thinking now, I don't know what happened exactly, but I think he probably got shut down. I think probably a lot of the church didn't agree with his approach, and they probably received a lot of flack, and he just quit making movies. That may or may not be what happened, folks. So I can't say that that's what happened. All I know is he is not actively making movies, and it's a shame. It's a shame, because what Daniel Stanton did was he took God out of that box. He didn't be over Christian-y and try to be too nicey nice about his approach to making movies. He took God out of the box. He made some stuff that was very, just absolutely grabs your attention and entertaining, and yet still had a biblical worldview, still had the person being released from the demon possession at the end, and praising God at the end. Plus, Daniel Stanton used some Christian bands in his movies. That's what I want to see emerge. I want to see emerge of the movies and bands, instead of all these movies coming out with secular bands that, you know, with their secular bands for the soundtracks, movie soundtracks. Let's make Christian movies with a biblical worldview and support the Christian bands by having the Christian bands in the soundtracks. There again, entertaining, blending together music and entertainment together. That is what I want to see. That is part of the vision that I want to share. I don't even know how long I've gone. I've gone a little bit longer than I should have with this video. I will share more later. I'm trying to keep these videos short. So thank you for your patience, and thank you for your time. And there is more to come down the road. Thank you, and God bless you.